Good evening. I'm Adventure Argonaut. This is Hyaku Monogatari, Honto ni Atta Kowai Hanashi. The creepy Japanese game with candles. One candle, one ghost story. And I intend to make this the last stream of this game since I have 14 candles left, so I should be able to take care of all of them tonight. Especially since I'm starting my stream earlier than usual because I'm very excited about that. That I was able to start this early. And even my streams are very excited that they are working. Even my streams are working, so everything is looking too hunky and dory. It's a bad omen, I tells you. Bad omen. Alright, let's see what's my volume, my TV, and then let's just dig into the first candle, or I don't know what's the verb to use. Don't really dig into it, or I don't eat the candles. Oh yeah, let's get my phone and my app. So it's Nara Prefecture. Is it Suzuki something san? I think the name, but have to check. Not really sure about some of the kanji. Yes, thank you. Okay, transfer of responsibility. Okay, second in then. Okay, now I understand. Second in then ka. I don't know about what the last kanji is. It looks like yeah, like home, but I don't think it's the same. Anyways, it's Suzuki Kenji from Kanagawa. No, it's not Nara. It's Kanagawa. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I think the first, I mean the second kanji of Kanagawa is the first in Nara. Whatever. So everyone, before we start, uh, so please remember this name, right? Definitely remember this name, Kawarazaki. Kawarazaki. Yes. Kawarazaki's repeat. Kawarazaki. Okay, what's so special about this name? So strange question. So don't ask strange questions or make assumptions. Okay, this is starting weird already. It's, I don't know. It's starting of, I don't know, gay or something. So anyways, just remember it. Kawarazaki. Kawarazaki. I'll try to remember, but I will promise you that I will forget at some point. So let's get started. What's with the orange font? Okay, this was when I was in high school. It was a famous story in the area. At that time, like four regions had, was it theft or something? There was a gang of bikers. Yeah, like I guess a gang of bikers that were like probably committing some naughty business, doing some naughty business. And the leader, The leader who stood at the top, he was had a fiery temper, which was acknowledged by his subordinates, and he had a very selfish personality. And his hobby was motorcycling, and he loved taking on dangerous curves. Well, yeah, if it's a biker gang, it's given that he likes motorcycles, right? Uh, so I guess nobody can like run corners faster than me, like and not more gracefully than me. Like nobody in the world. So So can you turn at like high speed 180 kilometers per hour at 90-degree angles or corners? I'm sure there's nobody who can do that, who can turn like that. Nobody except me. So he would laugh it off, but and he was very confident his biking ability. The biking Viking. And then one night, so the as usual along the coastline, there were 20 to 30 bikes, I guess running around like a snake or driving around, riding around, whatever. So it's the light snake, like felt like a snake made of light or something. And about 10 kilometers along the coast, there's a sharp curve where many accidents occur. Like, so that was the destination of the bikes, I guess. So still more, 2 more kilometers. Leader, I won't stop today. So I guess somebody's saying that they're so tough and they won't stop. They will just turn and stuff and get themselves killed. Ah, I don't hear you. So slightly turn left um, before they saw the curve. Cut left a bit before uh, seeing it. So the leading biker increased the speed and broke away from the crowd. At that moment, uh, so the leading bike and like no longer felt stable or seemed stable. It began to slide along the ground. Course. It like was separated from the course, or got of course. Leader. Mein Führer. The bike um, crossed the guardrail, and he fell off a cliff in an explosion of flames. Yeah, that sounds a bit Hollywood. So there was no trace or no way to help something. Of course, the person on board, he died instantly. Uh, so it was I don't know, something about the curve. Like, was it like it wasn't? I guess it was just a slight curve. Like, even wasn't even that steep or something. So who would have thought that this would happen? I guess. So after that, they lost their leader, and the motorcycle gang was big in size, and they couldn't just dissolve. So they would make the number two their leader to maintain the organization. But 1 week later, the new leader had died mysteriously. Okay, this is getting interesting. So I guess like the next in line became the new leader, presumably, and then the one after that. So I guess anybody who like stood on top would surely die. Uh-huh. So it's not like if you eat of the fruit, you will surely die. It's like if you stand on top of the bike gang, you will surely die. Um, so I guess there was no like a successor. Uh, so then even I guess the other subordinates, they also started to suffer from the tragedies or something. So the cause of deaths were also mysterious and like nothing you would normally think of. So when somebody was sleeping, a dresser suddenly collapsed and the internal organs exploded. Okay. And somebody fell down the stairs in the middle of the night and suffered a brain contusion. And then and the most common cause of death was the mysterious death by suffocation. I guess it's the ghost of the old leader is having revenge on the unworthy or something. These incidents always occurred while sleeping, and he woke up dead next morning. Is that how it works? And so it was strange. And at first, So did they like? Was there a serial killer who killed them while they were killing? But I guess they were ruled suicide. Okay. So I ran from the fear, and one of those gangsters or bikers. He said he was paralyzed in the middle of the night. Hey, sleep paralysis! Woohoo! We got it. First story, and the first leader appeared, and he was asking strange questions. Oh yeah, it was the Sava Muragabe, whatever it was. So, whose fault is it that I'm dead? Is it my fault? Your fault? So finally, here only the. I guess you can like speak freely because it's like the mouth is free. So I guess it's like you can speak freely. I presume. It's my fault. So it's your fault. I understand. Perhaps those who have been like who were the victims of the death, like maybe this is how it happened. And the next morning, uh, so he was forced to take responsibility, and they died. Okay, so it's sort of like seppuku thingy. You have shamed me, and now you have to commit suicide. So if he does it like, can you avoid it like this? The way that the ghost was doing the things. No, yeah, here is Kawarazaki's It's Kawarazaki's fault. So that was the answer. So the first leader said with a distressed look on his face. So it's my fault. I understand. So with those words, he climbed into his I guess his dear bike and disappeared in that curve. Okay, still the Kawasaki. Wow. Okay, maybe we will get an explanation why the name is so important. But he never. Yes, he never attained nirvana. So yeah, he was selfish, and so somebody who would find the answer would. So okay, he was looking for a person who would give him the answer, like looking for such person to appear. So I'm there's no watashi in this one. Well, anyway, they're related to the motorcycles gang. So or like if is it like if you are related to the motorcycle gang, don't stop reading. No, it's not just people associated with the biker gang who are showing up, but anyone who has heard the story. Don't really get it. So please check the address within a week, and they will show up at your house. Wait, are they gonna? So is the ghost gonna come to my house? Damn. So it's for you to decide what to do next. So the hint is at the beginning of the story. Remember the name I told you. So all I can say is it's power. No, is enough. So if successful, then it won't appear again. The ghost, I presume. So I sincerely wish you the best of luck. Sayonara. Goodbye. Come on, okay, get on with it. Okay, I thought we would get. Okay, I thought that story was so lame and pretentious. Like with the name and stuff, like, ooh, it's so big deal, but then it's not, and they didn't really explain. Or does it mean that it was the leader's name and the leader was responsible because he was dumb and he drove to his death because he was dumb? Maybe that's the lesson here. Anyways, let's get to the next story. So, what's this? Dumplings from Tokyo, Aoki Mutsumi. So is it poisoned dumplings or something with anthrax? So what would you do if you encountered something that you couldn't explain in words or something that didn't exist in this world? Then maybe I thought I'd been taken to another world if it doesn't exist in this world. So the woman in the story is interpreting strange events, but is it correct? We will never know the truth, probably. Ugly face. So this is Mutsumi, and when a woman returns to her parents' home, like a woman goes back to her hometown, this strange event happens or something. So her family home is a big old house, and the guest room in particular was spacious, measuring about 20 tatami mats. As soon as you enter, like from the entrance, there's the living room, and you can see the mom's shape, the mom there. So you must be tired. I wish you changed into something more comfortable. Okay, I'll do that. Um, so at this time, Mutsumi was always cheerful. There was something different, different from like something was different from her mom or something. The face complexion seemed paler than usual, vampire or something. Did she catch a cold or something? Mutsumi thought. More. So mom caught a cold. Yeah, this is a bad complexion. Mutsumi, like you don't have to worry. Yeah, nothing to worry about. So it's in a somewhat weak voice, mother, I guess, said it and gave Mutsumi a smile. Uh, well then, if it's okay with you, uh, so although Mutsumi was worried about her mother, she felt relieved by the smile, and uh, then she opened the shoji screen, like I guess the like paper screen or something, in the next room and put the luggage down. And then from the shadow of the sliding door on the other side, Mutsumi's brother showed up. Mutsumi, why don't you use the guest room? Thanks, brother, big brother. Yi-chan. Anyways, the nostalgic scent of wood, um, like while crossing the hallway, made Mutsumi think of her mom. So, so we're worried about her mom's complexion. She couldn't help but worry about it. So is the complexion like this image in the background, like floating around like that? So Mutsumi finished crossing the hallway and opened the sliding door to the guest room. It slid open. Maybe it was somebody else who slid it open. The guest room was empty, but it was a spacious room. So Mutsumi turned on the lights. Oh my god, it's so bright. What's that? In the center of the room seemed to like something reached the ceiling, a large round object. So like a pillar, like was reached the ceiling. Is that it? So the appearance of something so unexpected left Mutsumi speechless. Mutsumi just stood there and squinted her eyes and looked at the object. It's the black stone of Mecca or something. So what's this? It's unimaginable. It's a horrifying sight. Okay, it's getting Lovecraftian here. I like it. So there were countless faces, limbs, and bodies melting and intermingling with each other, struggling in agony. It was a giant flesh-colored ball. Ooh, now it's more like Hellraiser. Hellraiser. Nichan, brother, come, come quickly. So Mutsumi seemed to lose her balance, and the brother who was in the garden She called the brother who was in the garden. What's up with that? Or what's up, Mutsumi? What was this? What's the matter? There's nothing here. Can't you see it? Nothing. Same as always. Oh, how strange. So by that time, also Mutsumi couldn't see anything either. So she had a strange sense of foreboding. So Mutsumi has always had a strong spiritual sense and was thinking spiritually about the scene she had seen. The scene that she had seen. Um, so how is the mom doing? This mysterious event, I had a feeling it was gonna happen in the house, or like more strange events, I guess. Uh, Brother, what's going on with this house? It's like difficult things are happening, troublesome things. Any idea? What are you talking about? This house is peaceful. But mother was also looking very pale. You don't have to worry about getting married, but you can leave the household matters to me. So, okay, what got married when the mom is just dying on the floor or something? So the brother spoke as if nothing had happened. Like, that's the way he responded to her words. But after that, it turns out their brother had been embezzling family assets. Okay, that's dirty. So Mutsumi said the strange object she saw at the time uh, was like obsessed with the brother or something, and it's a representation of an evil spirit. So I guess it was somehow influencing the brother. So currently, Mutsumi's brother is missing, and the bond between parent and child has been severed. Okay. Yeah, that was a bit weird. Or was it about the mom and then suddenly the brother disappeared? Like maybe I missed something, like some important line or something. Like that's always possible. Okay, let's move on to the next story. What do we have here? So okay, it's Kanagawa. Yes, yes, Kanagawa Prefecture. Hirokayo-san and scary four-player game. Hey, is it like some freaking Nintendo game? Creepoids in Battle Gear. That sounds like a good game. Hey, this seems interesting. Let's try it. I started to feel a bit lighter. Or now it's like a kind of lighthearted attitude I got when it started. So I just wanted to play a little bit. Yeah, have a little bit of fun. So that day, especially ghost stories and supernatural phenomena they were favorites of uh, Michio, Chika Akemi, and their other friends. So there was a magazine, and they were trying to play a psychic game. So it was the beginning of whatever is going to happen. So it's easy to play, and in the nearby square room in complete darkness, four people stand in the corner of the room. Okay, this sounds like Persona. This is very much like Persona. So I guess Persona was inspired by some occult games like this, like the beginning of Persona One. Then one by one they walk along the wall to the next corner. Yeah, it's just like in Persona. Well, Persona 1 was released like 1 year after this one. This was 95 and that was 96, if I remember correctly. So the person taps the person in the corner on the shoulder and then stops. Yeah, sort of like passing the baton, but without the baton. Um, so if you repeat this, the person at the last corner will walk towards the corner where the first person started. So okay, I guess you do it like a full round or something. And usually there's nobody there. However, in that place there was a mysterious fifth person. The last person. Uh, so after like hitting them on the shoulder, yeah, it's just like Persona, except they also had to say something like "Persona, come here" and stuff like that. Ooh, okay, that's funny. So to lift our spirits, they started playing just after 12 o'clock, and that's when they started. It's midnight, and then it was past 12 o'clock. Yes, they start. So at that time, everybody was thinking in their mind that this is bull crap. I also thought so. And so I guess they were doubt. Like they pressed X to doubt. I guess. And so they had no. They had somebody. He had particular doubts about Michio. Uh, so they made her stand in the last corner, and then Akemi, and then herself, and then Chika, and they took their places. So turn off the lights, I suppose. Hey, piggy snouts. So I was in the second corner. Sounds like baseball. So what's this? Kayo, let's go. So Akemi gave me the signal to leave, and then I started walking. And then Akemi came. I can't believe, or no way it would come out right from the start. Is it like the ghost thingy? So for a while, the only sound was the sound of footsteps in the darkness. Then, as the footsteps got louder, a vague figure came into view. Apparently, it looks like it has legs. Oh my god! Somebody who's walking has legs. Stop the presses. Um, oh, thank goodness! I was worried. Like what I'd do if you hadn't been there. So, Kayo. Yeah, Kaya was wearing black clothes and so couldn't see her at all, I guess, in the darkness. So I was relieved, I guess. So she found Kaya even though she was in black. No, not sure what it said. This was too quiet. Haha, Chika and Michi, I'm shaking. Oh no, they are shaking, I guess. Is it really shaking? Burutte, I guess. Okay, Chika, let's go. So they started making noise on purpose to scare them, I guess, whatever evil spirits or what's the rummage. Chi, is it Chio? Whatever her name is. Chio. Kia! It's too late. Be careful or something. Yeah, be careful. Okay, Michio, let's go. So Chica, okay, Chica was this name. Okay, Chica head towards the fourth corner. I started walking there, and I stayed on the third corner when nothing happened. I breathed a sigh of relief when nothing happened. So why did I choose the second corner? So the fifth person appeared where I am now, and I thought that since it was only in a diagonal corner, there wouldn't be any major harm or something, damage. Yes, Michio, sorry about that. Hey, don't say weird things, I'm not scared at all. So Michio was the first. was at the first corner where Akemi was, and she started walking that way. So the three of us listened. So they stared at Michio as she headed towards the corner where no one should be, murmuring to like we were murmuring to ourselves that there was nobody there. Yada! Don't suddenly shut up, everyone. Because everybody was quiet, so I guess it was dark. So there was like, is there anybody here? So there's no way they're here. Everybody's scared already. So it took our breath away. So in the pitch black, and we couldn't see anything. So Michio was about to come, and the mysterious fifth person at last corner. Uh, so it seemed like they're gonna get tapped on the shoulder. Let's stop Michio. So let's stop Michio. It's Michio. Let's stop playing pranks. Hey, please say something. Yeah. Was this Akemi? I think this was Akemi. It was Akemi's voice. Michio was wrong. There was no reply from Akemi. Michio, Akemi. So turn on the lights now. Oh yeah, because they turned off the lights. It's and I guess get back. No, it's behind us. So Chica and I couldn't help but scream at the unusual atmosphere. So it felt like we had to stop playing the game immediately. So I was starting to feel really scared. No matter how long I waited, there was no reply from Akemi. Because she was dead already, right? I just couldn't sit there any longer and ran over to Akemi and turned the light on myself. There should be a switch around here somewhere. So then I heard footsteps from behind me. So the footsteps were getting closer and closer. So I desperately looked for the light switch. Ooh. So um, the room got bright, light again. Light returned to the room. Michio tapped the fifth person on the shoulder and fell to the floor unconscious. Akemi screamed and collapsed next to me. Michio, are you okay? Daijiabu? No, Chica. So both of you like are unconscious. So don't leave me alone or something. So something must have happened. So I don't know, but I have to put aside what happened. Um, are these the only two who know? Yes. Okay. So are they gonna kill them or something? In the end, the game left a bad taste in their mouth. So the fifth person, what on earth was he or she? Um, so yeah, we have no idea what it was. All right, another candle down. Okay, one more in this row. Then only 10 left. Uh, Something about dreams and stuff. IT Prefect, a precognitive dream monster. Okay, that sounds like a band name or something. Amano Taeko. It's the name of the person. So stuff that happens in a dream. Game sources, sources for scientific claims. Best ones come from dreams. So is it controlled by some mysterious force? Or does it arise from the depths of the psyche? Is it real? Could precognitive dreams that foresee the future be a latent human ability that has yet to be fully understood? A housewife named Taeko began having precognitive dreams 2 years ago. Okay, sounds like some Lovecraft story or something. Her first premonition was Akira, who lives in the same company housing. A boy named Akira. So in the dream, he was being taken away by an ambulance. Ambulance. So in the dream, she was standing in the kitchen. At the next moment, the image from the dream had shifted to a crowded place with a lot of food. And then she took the place as her own. Oh no, no. Like in her place, there was a kid who was like, but anyway, okay, she was standing there with a child, so I guess that's the easy way to say. So it's you, Akira-kun. Must have been hard on your mm, mom, I guess. So she was with her son's friend Akira, and they're saying as follows. So here, this dream is over. And here is when the dream ends. And 2 days later, she was standing in her kitchen when she heard the sound of an ambulance. At this time, she had completely forgotten about the dream. And the following day, so when we went out to the supermarket shopping for food, I happened to meet. Uh, so I happened to meet the boy's friends. Yeah, Akira Kun is the boy's son's friend, and the mom. Okay, so Akira and her mom, I guess. His mom, I mean. So Akira had a bandage on his head. And Taiko saw it and remembered the ambulance that came yesterday. So was it you, Akira? Okay, must have been hard on your mom as well. They were the same words she had seen in the dream. There are lots of foods in the dream, and it's a crowded place. It was like a supermarket. She was amazed at the way a dream and reality seemed to intertwine. So, Taiko experienced the accident 2 days ago, although it was only fragmentary. She had seen it. So, incident caused her to have a precognitive dream. So that I guess it was the first time she heard about such things. So half year had passed since then, and she had had another strange dream. This time in the dream was the husband's company. So they were walking. So for some reason there was a large window floating on the ceiling, like continuing to float. Okay. But she walked without worrying. Okay, this is weird. Then the window opened above my head and something fell. It was a whale. What fell was a man's severed head. Yikes. So Taiko ran, forgetting her screams. Okay. Too shocked to even scream. What was even more frightening about being there is like the feeling that something's gonna fall, because that's how he felt. So as she fled, a human uh, she fled, a human body cut into three pieces, so fell from above. I, this is weird. So even though she was stunned by fear, she fled home. When I finally returned to the room, or they returned to their room, and the time. Okay, she heard her husband's car starting to move, like the sound of the husband's car. So Teoko had a hunch that if her husband went to the company, he would die based on what had just happened. So this must be a precognitive dream. I foresee my husband's death. Okay, get a life insurance policy. Don't go, please don't go. So she no longer knew whether she was in a dream or back in the real world. But it can't just go on like this. She just had a strong feeling it was wrong. So of course it all happened in Taiko's dream. But this powerful dream left a deep impression on her. So Taiko, for the next 2 days, she was just praying for her husband's safety. And the second afternoon, her husband returned home as usual. It's good you are safe. So my husband was back, and the precognitive dream turned out to be wrong. And then he died suddenly. Ugh. So Akira's previous uh, dream was gone too. Was a coincidence that she overlooked or something. But it came out of the husband's mouth. Her words betrayed her feelings. Or is it the husband's words betrayed her feelings? So the husband with a pale face began to talk about the terrible accident that had occurred at the company. So the accident was at the company, construction machinery. So was the husband's colleague was caught under construction machinery elevators, and it said that he died. Very tragic, sad, very sad. Then the colleague was trapped in the elevator right in front of the husband, and the body was cut into three pieces. So from a height of 3 meters above ground, like it fell, I guess, from 3 meters. Stop, Yamete! So Taiko couldn't help but scream. So then, trembling with fear, she ended up sitting on the floor. The husband was unable to call out to his wife, who was behaving strangely. That was a precognitive dream, surely. The same. She repeated the same words over and over again. Taiko's parents had no expression on their face. Wait, parents? What does it say about parents? No. So she was repeating the same words again, and there's no expression on her face. Okay, yeah, that was like parents. What is it? My translation software doesn't say anything about parents, as far as I could see. So, so she was 2 days later. It was real um, that she started having precognitive dreams every month. So recently she had a dream that she was dying, and had this become reality, I don't know if it did. I knew that too, and those who know what happened to her after that, there was nobody there. Okay. All right. I don't know. Maybe it's well. I am a bit tired, so maybe that's one reason. But like these stories today, they seem a bit confusing and don't make so much sense. Let's see. Now we got to the last row finally. Finally. What's this? Sakizubuzu Prefecture. The spirit of a pet cat. Gifu Prefecture. Kitagawa Yumi. Meow, meow. My first experience was 2 years ago. It happened in August 29th. And the experience took place around 10 p.m. Tape with a radio cassette player was. So it started like playing, I guess. So that's what she heard. And she got sleepy halfway through and just turned off the lights. So the cassette player was on the table, and it will automatically stop and keep going until you fall asleep. So they left it on. So old school. I uh, I heard the tape stop and checked and looked at the clock. So the clock hands pointed at 10 o'clock, or maybe one of the hands. It was silent in the silent room. It was finally beginning to feel sleepy. So gently closed her eyelids and turned over into sleep. Was almost asleep. Earthquake? Question mark. So they opened her eyes and find the room shaking. And I'd never woken up from an earthquake before, so I was happy and tried to get up to tell the mom. What? Yeah, I guess. I was excited about the earthquake. Eh? My body doesn't listen to me. Oh no, it's another sleep paralysis. Of course. Sleep paralysis marker. Bing! So she felt like she was in a state of sleep paralysis. And it was my first experience with this stuff. So I always wanted to have a scary experience, okay? Very good masochist. Um, so rather than being scared, I was happy and like feel like it was big deal or something. So I was just left like this. However, the paralysis didn't end. Suddenly, from the radio, I heard a strange noise. I thought it might be the sound of the radio, but the boombox should have been turned off a long time ago. The sound from the boombox gradually faded away, and then I heard the sound of the front door opening. So I desperately tried to call out to my mom for help. Oh, so paralysis like reached even to the ability to speak freely. Like even that was being taken away. So helpless that I felt so helpless in my heart. Or felt so helpless that my heart was gonna jump out of my chest with fear. So, and I'd never experienced something like this before. So after a while in the room, she was regaining her composure. So thinking she could do something about it now, so she arched her body and tried to break free of the paralysis. But no matter how many times she tried, it didn't work. I decided just have to wait until it was solved. And then in darkness, she saw a vague white silhouette. Oh yeah, it was the cat, the title. Is it being projected directly into my brain? So I have my eyes closed. I'm sure it's true that I saw a cat. So it was a big bloody cat. It's like bloody, like blood colored, literally. And it was at least, the size was at least 1 meter long. Okay, it was an unusual cat, no doubt. At that moment, I remember the name Mi-chan. So what's Mi-chan is a cat I found about a year ago. So grandma was in the backyard and I found the cat abandoned and decided to keep it at home. So Michan is about a year old and gave birth to three children, or kittens. So the kittens were adopted in the end. So I guess like adopted to somebody else. So decided to keep the cat Michan in the house. In exchange, I can no longer keep Michan. I could no longer keep Michan, I guess. Um, it would be a shame if she had more children. Okay, yeah, because it can be a problem. You have cat, and then they multiply, making more kittens, and it's nice to have kittens, but if you have to take care of them, it's not so easy. Um, so I was against it, and parents forced me to make the decision. So the following May, I abandoned Michan in a town a short distance away. So that day I cried. Why did you abandon me, you bastard? I felt guilty. Body felt like it was gonna burst. So Michan went to die somewhere. So and then it came here to get revenge, I guess. The revenge of the cat. Namu Amida Butch, Namu Amida Butch. So it's like the Buddhist reciting prayer thingy. So while chanting the sutra, please get out of here, and I willed it very strongly. Um, so after repeating the sutra for a while, along with a chill, the cat disappeared. So sleep paralysis was over like a lie. So I guess this expression has been used once or twice before, but it just disappeared. Just the cat or whatever. So when I looked towards the door, I saw Micha, and I couldn't help but feel like it felt like I saw Michan when I left the room or something. It seemed strange to me. And I looked at the clock hands. It showed the time 10:15. Pretty long time. Oh yeah, was it 8 before? And I felt like I had been paralyzed for a long time. But it only lasted 15 minutes. Okay, okay. So I just went to the toilet in a daze. And coming back, I stroked Michan's kitten, or child. Is the kitten cursed? My younger brother was in the living room, or in the tea room. Hey, did a guest just come? No, didn't come. About mom? Sleeping already? I see. Look, there was an earthquake recently, or just now. No. Hello? Ne-chan, are you okay in the head? So the kid, the brother didn't experience the earthshake. So the place and sounds experienced, it was something only she felt. So perhaps, maybe it was sleep paralysis or something like that. So the cat, after all, was it Mi-chan? I had an accident somewhere, so did he come to inform me of his death? No, I guess the cat, if the cat had an accident, it came to inform the former master of its death. So did they come here to hate us? Moreover, or something? Or maybe, born in August of the same year, perhaps he had a premonition that Mi-chan's grandson would be beaten to death by a stray cat and came to tell her. Okay. So now is at this year and October. Well, I don't think it's October of this year, not 2025, but whatever. Mother apparently saw a cat that looked very similar to Mi-chan in a vacant lot in the next town. Mi-chan, uh, like when they called on Mi-chan, the cat made a meow sound that came closer. But it seemed it wasn't. I wouldn't come like really like close enough to make sure whether it truly was Mi-chan or not. I believe it was. I wish it was Mi-chan or believe it was Mi-chan. No, it probably started following some really boring games. Um, I don't know what I'm talking about. My brain is rotting. So yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I think it was Mi-chan. If that's the case, what on earth was the cat? So mysterious. I guess me what was the ghost cat? All right. Finally, this candle is down. Let's see. And that was a long story, but a bit rambly. Like not much going on, just cat. That didn't do much. That person is Tokyo Sakai Akiko is the person. Okay. This is a weird title for a story. Akiko was in a car driven by her father, and the willows were lining the road. Like she was staring at the willows by the road, I guess. So was tired from driving in an unfamiliar car and was left in the back seat. Are? What Akiko saw was a little girl standing in front of a willow tree. maybe a dryad or something. And same style as the car standing right in front of Akiko. Um, so what was about to happen? Was it an omen? Passing through the willow path about 30 minutes away was Akiko's grandmother's house. So Akiko and her family took advantage of the summer vacation and came home, I guess. It was dark, so be careful. As soon as Akiko got home and she was asked to do some shopping, maybe because I was in a cramped car, I wanted to get some fresh air, so she was happy to go get the shopping until the supermarket at the bottom of the mountain. Uh, so she had to walk about 30 minutes in a dark night road to reach the supermarket at the bottom of the mountain. On top of that, it was sandwiched between bases on both sides, so I had to take the road. Yeah, I guess military bases or something. Akiko regretted it. The eerie road was narrow and dark and couldn't see anyone walking around besides herself or her. It's like a test of courage. Wished I'd brought my brother with me. Akiko was feeling lonely and couldn't really put one foot in front of the other. Are? That's a creepy face. Suddenly, I looked up at a utility pole a little way ahead and saw a woman standing under the light of a single glowing light bulb. Is this a woman? She has long hair, but it looks like a mix between a monkey and one of the, I don't know, Beatles or some other musician from the 60s. So, lowering the face and back turn. Although, so yes, blowing face and back turned, so couldn't see the expression, but something was wrong. What's wrong? Akiko called out to the person. The woman who turned around was very beautiful. Well, it's not this one in the picture then. It's nothing. There was no strength in the words, and the tone of his voice was oddly sad, or her voice was oddly sad. Akiko felt that something a little unnatural about this chick, I guess, and so couldn't just leave it, or I guess couldn't place it. Um, so they decided to walk together on the dark, narrow, sandy path. Hey, did you come from Tokyo? Yes. Came to stay at my grandma's house and she asked me to run an errand. Oh, so impressive. Thanks to this woman, Akiko was able to walk the path between the bases without feeling scared until the woman ate her face. Uh, anyway, the woman suddenly stopped where the narrow gravel road ended. Maybe she could only walk on gravel. I'm sorry, but I have to go pick up my child. I have some urgent business. Well, sorry, bye. It's fine. You can just go to the kindergarten, Sakura kindergarten. Excuse me? My name is Sato Takashi. So Akiko finished the shopping and hurried to pick up the child. Wait, what? Is Akiko gonna pick up the child? That's the other one. It was completely dark by the time Akiko arrived at the kindergarten. It was past 7 o'clock. So she ran up to the kindergarten gate, looked around, and then behind the gate, a boy was standing there alone, looking lonely. Okay, Takahashi-kun, is that you? Big sister, Takashi's mom asked me to go, like, bring you home. Mama, okay. You shouldn't just go with strangers, kid. So the boy was about 4 years old, very cute. So Akiko quickly became friends with the kid, holding hands and singing nursery rhymes, and they headed towards gravel road they'd been on earlier. What's happening? Fucking piece of garbage. Why does it do this again? But it was said something about mama. Like it skipped again. Why? Why does it keep doing this? Stupid controller or emulator. I don't know who is the culprit here. Anyway, after walking and talking for a while, the mother suddenly stopped again. So I guess they found the mom. Then they thank you very much. What's going on? As she said this, the mother turned towards me and a wind blew across her beautiful face, gently lifting the thin, soft looking hair that was hiding right half of the face. So, in contrast to the left, the right half of the face was disfigured and ugly. It's like two-faced. No, was the Marvel character, the lawyer, Harvey Dent, whatever his name is, like the villain name. Akiko sees things that she saw things she shouldn't see, and so she never. She went back to, I don't know, down the gravel road and never looked back. But no, she looked back, okay, but there was nobody there. So she went home like that and told her grandmother everything that had happened. So according to the grandma, for half a year she was in the valley near Sakura Domayanagi Road, and there had been an accident, like somebody, like a crash or a fall or something. So the in the accident involved a family of three. So yeah, it was the parents and the kid died there. So the wife was breathing for a little while, and the right half of the body was completely bruised, and apparently she died soon after. And apparently the cause was the husband's driving mistake. So Akiko still thought about the things about the woman from time to time, and so what is she doing now, woman? I guess she's wondering. And without hesitation, she prayed for her to attain nirvana. Alrighty. Okay, 8 more. Can I really do it? Like, I'm really fucking tired, but I am gonna try to chop down these candles. But of course, it depends, like how long. If all the stories are long, like that, this one wasn't so long. So it's a black person. Yeah, it's Kanagawa Prefecture and KB-san. When I was in elementary school, there were several times when my life was saved by invisible forces in different ways. And I'd like to talk about one of them. So, that is when I was 7 years old and in the elementary school, like second year in elementary school. And at the time, I was visiting my best friend Yasua's house. Ooh, cool map. So we live in municipal housing complex in I'm in building 9 and Yasuo is building 22. The surroundings were shocking. It was a shocking experience, so I remember it clearly. I guess the experience, a strange experience. So I was going from like the apartment 9 to 22 from our building, and so 300 meters straight line. Yes. It's not a big distance, but I was walking along the road in a daze because I was used to walking there. And that's why I realized after walking for more than 10 minutes. Well, what? Is this the same road as before? After that, I was half asleep. No matter how far you walk, the scenery around you, there were things that didn't change, and you couldn't believe it. See, the Matrix doesn't have enough assets, so they're just recycling them. So I thought of something. I'll try to. What if I went back? I wonder what would happen if I try to go back. Couldn't really look back. I felt uneasy, very uneasy. But if I turn around and see the same scenery, it's gonna be scary. But even if I continue walking like this, I wish it were the same. I must add up courage to look back. Yeah, it was the same scenery. But I saw one thing that was different. It's like those, puzzles, find the differences. What's that? So that was what you see in the distance, something human shaped. It was all black and looked like, and had no idea about the age and gender. Okay, that sounds like Nyarlathotep, right? More importantly, I couldn't even decide whether they're human, or maybe she's just very racist. No, it's like more than feeling scared or anxious. I think I was like winning over the fear and the anxiousness. And if you look at it too long into a different world, feel like we are being taken away. So I turned back to the original direction. So beyond that, I know well the path that continued. I ran for my life. I was worried about that scenery would be the same again. But contrary to my fears, in the blink of an eye, Yasuo-kun's house, I arrived there in front of building 22. And once I was finally able to calm down, I started to become strangely curious about the black man. Uh, so I was afraid and looked back. Not there. Fucking piece of garbage shit. Why? Why does it keep doing this? Why does it keep skipping? Like there's obviously some button, but I'm not. I'm pressing B button normally, but I definitely didn't press B button. There's some other button that makes. Anyways, the real strange thing was that I was in building 22 when I turned around again and was like opened my eyes, and what I saw was building 9, so my house. So she had teleported, or he. I think it was actually he this time. So yeah, I should have been there. I was the one who left and not building 22. So I was at the location of building 9. The tears that they've been holding back, suddenly started to flow, and I got home and explained my situation to my mother. I was all crying. I was 7 years old, right? And that night I couldn't bear it. I was so scared that I pulled the covers off my head and spent the time crying. So it was the next day that I was informed that an elderly woman living alone in building 22 had jumped to her death. So was that the black character? It may have been a coincidence, but if I had arrived at building 22 on that day, no matter what, uh, old woman had been lying on the ground in front of me. So you've ever been to a situation like that? So so the worst thing is that maybe I was caught up in a suicide. So yeah, timing was so close that maybe it was related or something. However, rather than feeling like saved, the sense of fear became even stronger. So what was the black character, the black person? I don't really understand even now. One day I met a very strong psychic and told him about the experience, and he told me that at the very least it wasn't a guardian spirit. So what was it? Sometimes I wonder, was it Grim Reaper or Shinigami? But in the end, I could only think that the man in black had saved my life. And now I live a normal life without any spiritual experiences, but I still find myself turning around whenever I pass someone dressed in black on the street, and it's very annoying. All right, another candle down. So how many left? Is it 7? Yes. Let's see. Let's see my controls. How do I like change? All right. Or maybe I should just, disable like any left trigger. Well, yeah, this one I sometimes use for something. But like these, maybe I should just disable these. Maybe these are like maybe I accidentally, because I sometimes put the controller on my, lap. So maybe these activate the text and screw everything up. Right. I hope I don't get any more of those. Automatic fucking writing is so annoying. Okay, it's the 7 mysteries of the school stuff. Okay, it's the classroom is the last one. Classroom. A place where students can interact with each other and with teachers. There's no way there could be any paranormal activity in a place like that. There's a rumor going around at the school. It's on the fourth floor of the school in the classroom of a class 3F. So in the morning, when the teacher takes attendance, I want to be able to say yes to those who are supposed to be absent. So is it like some spirit says, like, even though you're absent, it says like, yes, I'm here. And during class, when no one can answer the teacher's question, they raise hand and say yes. Okay. So it's called Haiko-san. So the ghost is rumored to be, and I guess it's like a pun because hi is like yes, and ko is usual, like a girl's names often end in ko. So I think that's what the name means. And she's always in the corner of the classroom and is always involved in the students' conversations during breaks and after school. Hi, hi. Yeah, she participates by saying hi, hi. So no one has seen them do this though. At the Apparently, if you take classroom photo after the graduation ceremony, he or she may appear in the photo. Wonder if it's true. Okay, let's try to let's check one thing. Focus on the area you think is suspicious and press the shutter. Uh, okay, I was just fine. I didn't even mean to press this. I was just accepting the message, but oh well. Something strange is in the picture. Well, we found something strange. I don't know if this is Haiko-san. Anyway, I think it's best to get out of here quickly. Oh yeah, like the left corner of the this looks like a skull or something. Some spirits harm. Some spirit photos can be harmful, and yeah, they can be pretty bad. Those who saw the photo, it can cause them spiritual disturbance. And let's like saying like, oh, don't look at the photo at the game, just keeps showing it. Maybe these two. And so maybe this is one of those photos. Thanks, game. It's like, don't look at this photo. Yeah, this is the photo. Look, this photo is the one you shouldn't look at. Like, oh. Just make sure this is the photo you shouldn't be looking at. Come on, man. Save state. What's this? Alumni Association, Kanagawa Prefecture, TK-san. Total kill. Uh, so that was after I started working. It was the first summer that I experienced this. After graduating from high school, it was also because I got a job right away, and so I see how I remember how difficult it was. But hey, at least I don't feel so tired anymore. Maybe the anger I got from the controller issues or whatever filled me with adrenaline. And anyways, but yeah, that much. Like I was living a fulfilling life every day. Um, so commuting was something that had only just begun at the time. I was using the route. There were a few passengers, so it was surprisingly comfortable. So that day I worked overtime, which was unusual for me, and I got home late. When I got on the train from my usual platform, there wasn't a single free seat. Yeah. I said, clicking my tongue as I held on the strap, staring outside the dark window without thinking about anything. So I was looking out of the window. Huh? I saw something flash by in front of me about 3 or 4 stops before the station where I was getting off. Uh, First, the plastic bag was blown by the wind, like it was being blown away. But if you think about it, there was no wind that day. It was very hot. Oh, isn't that strange? I thought, and when I looked closely, I saw the white object. The speed at which the train runs follows perfect without delay. Does it mean like the bag was at the same speed as the train or what? So it's just like if it was like the white thing was enchanted, I couldn't avert my eyes. So about 2 or 3 minutes later, naturally, so the white thing slowly rotated as it was turning towards me. Okay, that's creepy. I still remember the shock I felt when I saw it. Because the white object, I saw the real identity was a bloody kimono clad woman, or a woman clad in a bloody kimono. I was stunned. For some reason I couldn't look away. Uh, so so I was there for a while just looking at the woman. Um, so it was strange. So so the person next to me was completely calm. And this, I guess I'm the only one who could see it. Like, so only I could see. A slow wave of fear ran through my body. And I felt I was consumed with anxiety. At that time, I realized that the woman I was staring at looked familiar. Wait, Nagata-san. It was a person was a classmate from high school. Nakata attended high school just like me. I got a job after graduation. So she fell in love with a man who had a wife and children. After much anguish, she jumped in front of a train and committed suicide. And so, will her feelings remain back still in the world, the physical world, I guess? So I just kept staring at her bloody face. I realized something. Um, like her eyes looked like she was pleading, not bleeding, pleading. I'm sure there was something she wanted to tell me. I wonder what it was. I tried to think about it. Oh, right, the class reunion. The day she committed suicide, I had contacted her to tell her that there was a class reunion. And she sounded lonely, like her voice sounded lonely. I wish I could go too, I remember her saying. The next moment, her appearance was disappearing. She was disappearing from the window. My body had felt heavy until just now and suddenly felt lighter, and before I knew it, I arrived at the stop. At that moment, I think the amount of sweat on the strap showed how scared I was. 3 days later, I was with my high school classmates, went to visit her grave, and also it was late. We did a class reunion. So about an hour later, in front of her grave, reminiscing with friends, like the flowers were blooming. Uh, so I'm sure she's somewhere there too, watching. At that time, I had never blown a horn before. The wind that wasn't there blew between us. Wait, but the horn, wait, is I don't know what the horn maybe is. I don't know. I think it's like the. No, maybe it was like before there hadn't been a wind, and then suddenly there was like gust of wind going between them. I think that's what it means. Yeah, no horn here, I think. So the friends were horrified, but I was fine with it because on that wind, I heard her voice. I'm sorry I'm late, her voice answered. Um, since then, every year I go to her grave. Now it has become a small event, and we gather everyone together once a year to have a great time. Party on her grave and pee there. Because as her death anniversary approaches, looking for a class reunion like summer day, because she appeared in the train window. So maybe it was like close to the anniversary when she appeared on the train window or something, or maybe she always like other days too. She appears on the windows. I don't know. At least she doesn't appear on the Linux. All right, five more to go. Let's eat those candles. That's a long title. Sashite Tara. So, when I was telling a ghost story, Tokyo SS-san, shoot stuff fell-san. Okay, I I go to high school in Tokyo and just an ordinary girl. But I too had strange experience of seeing ghosts when I was in elementary school. And I would like to tell you about an experience I had with my classmates when I was in sixth grade. It was in September when we were all working on an exhibition. I was preparing for the exhibition, and it was 3 days before the exhibition. I worked hard and stayed at school until after 6 o'clock. At the same time, ghost stories were popular at the school. As the workday drew to a close, we one of my friends suggested we tell ghost stories together. I wanted to talk about this kind of story. I I don't like the scary or the weird atmosphere when telling scary stories. So I won't go into this topic. I was watching in the corner. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not gonna tell you a scary story, but I'm gonna tell you a scary story. What? Okay, what? Why? What happened? Why did it do it again? Okay, this is so in the beginning of the. Let's take the save state. Like even though I tried to disable some buttons, I don't know what, like, is it really those side buttons? Let's see. I'm gonna try to press them. Like at the back, there's these two buttons at the back that just um, they are at the Steam controller. There's two back buttons that are just different, like just serve the same function as a couple of the normal buttons. Okay, I'm pressing them. They don't do anything. Yeah, I can change the two button. I guess two button mode is good. Yeah, okay. When I press the stick, like the D-pad or stick, that does the same thing. But I don't think I pressed D-pad or anything. Don't know why did it like is this controller possessed by a ghost? Anyways, let's see. So I have a sixth grade. Want to tell about the experience. So yeah, I was preparing for the exhibition. Blah blah blah. 3 days before, remained the school. Ghost stories were popular, and their friends wanted to tell them. Blah blah blah. But I hated this kind of story. Okay, yeah, this. So I don't like the weird atmosphere. So I guess she didn't really participate in telling the story. She was just in sidelines. Okay. So it was past 7 p.m. And when ghost stories started to get popular, I heard strange sounds approaching. High heel? Like the sound of high heels? I became worried, so I asked a friend nearby to check. And friends without hesitation replied that it was the sound of high heels. Okay, I thought so. But something is strange. Maybe it's just me, but it's somehow unnatural and eerie. Um, if we are slow about it, the friend. It's really. A friend who told me earlier that we were stewing about it, like it was related to the topic. I don't know. What's that? What happened? Who's like I'm the one who's been talking to you. So there's somebody in the hallway. Is a teacher, right? And I said that one of the uh, class members, like friends, opened the classroom door and looked into the hallway. Nobody's here. So there was nobody in the hallway. Of course. And if it were you, if your teacher come to the classroom and you would call out to us, and even if it was someone other than a teacher, they they wouldn't be walking in high heels. I guess, like yeah, if it was at least not a student. So my friend didn't really care and closed the door. However, I can definitely hear the sound of somebody walking down the hallway in high heels. The classroom was completely silent. Everybody stopped moving. Was there really nobody there? Yes, truly nobody there. Really. Well, what's the sound then? The word speechless is used at times like this, so I thought I would use it. That's how much everyone's faces looked like they were clumped together. Guess peering at the hallway or something. Peeking out of the window below. Let's take a look. A peek out of the window. If somebody is walking, you can definitely see their feet. So one of the friends said that. Classmates were impressed by the words and they regained part of their sense of composure, normalcy, or something. Immediately, they went to a small window on the corridor side, and they flocked at the window. Oh, it's only legs, but no torso. or no head. The is there's there's a head teacher or headmaster, but then there's the headless teacher. Our calm quickly turned to fear. So a woman with only the lower half of her body. Yeah, she was wearing high heels. We hurriedly gathered in a corner of the classroom and I hid myself. And the woman was still walking. I could hear the footsteps. So the footsteps were wandering around in front of the classroom for a few minutes and disappeared. Um, so blood came back to our faces, and it had been a while since the blood came back to our faces. And everyone there hurriedly cleaned up the classroom, and they rushed out, I guess. Next day, so they continued the same way until 6 o'clock, and I stayed at the school, but nothing happened. Since then, I've never heard of those footsteps again. So I still think about it now. So what was those? What were those feet? Why didn't why was there nothing from the waist up? So where was she trying to go? Red. What should I do? Where should I go? Okay, four left. Four candles left. Okay, Chiba Prefecture, Anonymous, and Severed Head Falling from the Ceiling. Okay, very subtle name for this story. I wonder what's gonna happen. It's probably a bloody foot is gonna come from the ground and kick somebody in the ass. Last year summer, so while playing Kokkuri-san with a friend's girl named Minako appeared. So Kokkuri-san was like a Ouija board stuff. Minako began to tell us the story of her death. What? So my name is Minako. Like, ask me why I died, or listen to me explain why I died. So it all started with a horrible dream. So it was Father's Day when I was 4 years old. So my father died when I was little. And what kind of person was the father? I remember only vaguely. Somehow he was I feel that he was tall. Well, I guess any father is tall to a 4-year-old kid. The content of the dream I had was like the father was killed in a traffic accident in the dream. and the father's severed head was found hanging on the toilet ceiling. It was something like that. Okay, that's twisted. Remember being very scared, and 10 years have passed since then, and on the anniversary of the dad's death, the first tragedy began. It was the beginning of the rainy season. It was June night. June night sounds like a name for a pop singer or a stripper. So that day, before going to bed, I went to the bathroom. Oh, and there it is. The moment I walked in, I couldn't believe my eyes. Just like that dream from the ceiling, my mother's severed head fell out. Okay. Then, so passed in front of me and disappeared, like at the front of the toilet seat. So I felt my mother was in danger. I hurried to the living room. Mother was in the kotatsu, dozing off, like the warm table that you put your legs under to keep them warm and stuff. So looking at the scene, I thought it was just my imagination and breathed a sigh of relief. So next day, the mom died by accident, in an accident. So we were curious, so I decided to hear the rest. Fortunately, Minako's spirit uh, seemed to agree. So please continue and ask. Next, continue rather, whatever. At the mother's funeral, it was my turn. So I'm afraid I'll be killed. I was worried I'd be killed too. So the friends who were in attendance, I told my friends who were there everything that had happened so far. But most of the friends didn't believe me. Of course they didn't. Something. Someone who believes in such fantasy, there's no way like isn't anybody who would believe such fantasy. But I can't do that. So yeah, somebody like was like me who was full of feelings, and then somebody called out to me. So it was Sato-kun, a boy about my age. So Sato finished listening to the story, and I felt a strong, mysterious aura at the place, and said something bothered him. So I guess it's that. So Sato, like maybe he has some psychic abilities. So the words made me think of the severed head I'd seen in the toilet. Like I had to make the association. Then I was convinced that I'm next. So I asked Sato, what I can I do to like protect myself. So he had a deep thought. Um, I asked if it was possible to talk to the spirits that were bringing about misfortune that was befalling me. Talk to the spirits of the misfortune that is befalling me. Anyways, then Sato-kun said, Hyaku Monogatari. Oh, it's the name of the game. It told me about an ancient summon ceremony that has been handed down since the Edo period. So the Hyaku Monogatari is 100 stories, means Hyaku Monogatari. The story in which 100 people gather together, light candles, and so they light a candle, tell a scary story one by one, then extinguish the candle after each story. So Satokun called on everyone at school to gather together and take part in the Hyaku Monogatari story. Um, remember feeling encouraged by that. Thanks, Satokun. Thank you, no thanks. Guess I'd be in trouble if you died. So that's it. Okay, anyways. So I'll definitely gather 100 people. Bye bye. Janae, see ya. As was she was leaving, Sato said, he said Janae. Okay. So bye bye. See ya. So I don't know what it means. What? But I didn't feel bad about it. Okay. So next day's evening, a phone rang in an empty room. Caller was Sato-kun. According to Sato, he gathered 100 people to participate in the Hyaku Monogatari. At 8 o'clock in the morning, we decided to get together. Okay, bye, see you tomorrow. Yes, thanks, Sato-kun. Maybe Sato-kun is actually Kokkuri. So now that I had a powerful ally, I saw some hope. Good. Since the mom's death, my mind had been clouded. Like, but now it like a weight had been lifted off my chest. Maybe it was a little early, but don't know. That night, I headed to the toilet without any hesitation. I forgot that I was too scared to go in. Ooh. I hummed as I turned on the light and pushed and opened the door. Another head. Uh, Looking at the ceiling of the toilet, I was shocked. My face was floating in the air. Okay, so it was just my head. So just my neck or my head, my severed head passed in front of my eyes, just like my mother's, and disappeared in front of the toilet seat. I screamed in fear. The next thing that hit my body was an awful chill and shivers. Then the hope had gone, I guess. I was drowning in despair. Zetsuboda. I won't lose. I think this should be like a cell phone ringtone or something. Kokkurisa. It's a really disgusting story. So I don't even want to see a severed head. So why do you have to see your own and your family's heads? So I don't want to think about it. It was really scary. So I've been working steadily on Kokkuris and been listening to this kind of story for a long time, and it has become like part of me. And from what I hear, it's like several times scarier. So I thought about quitting, but Minako-san would never allow that. Like, wouldn't let me quit. Shugi no hi no yoru. So next evening. So is it the Hyaku Monogatari? Did they do that already? Next night, 100 participants gathered at the base. No, is it the graveyard? It's not the base. I think it's a graveyard. A lively atmosphere for Monogatari. Hyaku Monogatari had started. Well, I will start. So in the past, once upon a time, they caused suffering to farmers. There was a large landowner. Son was ashamed of his father's evil deeds, and so one day he killed his father. He tried to kill himself, but the farmers wouldn't let him. So he lived a happy life. The end. What? That was the first person to blow out the candle was Sato. Uh, but the story wasn't that scary. Well, yeah. However, the content of the story, there wasn't much to say about it. So the friends who gathered in a semi-party mood continued with the Hyaku Monogatari stories regardless. And my turn was last. So like if the Hyaku Monogatari would be meaningless if I'm not the last one, I guess. I was worried about what I saw on the. I was worried about I saw in the bathroom and I couldn't, like, I guess couldn't tell it to other people. There were lots of things running through my head, and like I forgot about the passing of time. Um, so it helped dispel any bad feelings I had, or uncomfortable feelings. Well, what's wrong? Are you scared? Everyone looks like they're having fun. So Sotokun enjoyed listening to the stories. Sato-kun, last night I. What? So I was about to tell Sato about last night. Simple thought suddenly occurred to me. A question came to my mind. Yeah, I don't know somebody called Sato. I calmed down and thought about it. Uh, like, I guess, who is he or what is he involved with? Uh, like, was there somebody among my friends called Sato? Like, why was he at the mother's funeral? Minako's turn. I'll be right back. Had to make a pacifier delivery to my son, but then suddenly he fell asleep without needing it, I guess. Or maybe my wife found another pacifier. Anyway, Minako's turn. It's already. Hurry up. I'm already sleepy. I want to sleep. Well, I was thinking about this and that. It was my turn. Like, yeah, I wonder how long it takes if you really have 100 people telling stories. Like, of course, some stories are going to be really short, but like not all. Time was past 2 a.m. I forgot about Satokun for a while. The last story of 100 stories, so I decided to. When I was 4 years old, I went to the bathroom alone in the middle of the night, and my dad's head fell off. The next day, my father died. It was the same the other day when my mom died. And last night, my head fell off. Oops. So I'm so scared. I omitted the part of the story, I guess, about being scared and spoke in a hurry. I think that's just. I had finished telling the main part of the story when suddenly the candle flame went out. Dun, dun, dun. At first, I thought maybe it had been blown away by the wind, but that wasn't the case. Um, so somebody by my side breathed on it. I looked around, and then the darkness enveloped me. There's absolutely no sign of anyone. I gradually realized that the situation was not normal. I noticed there was no. Like, I started to freak out with fear. So the situation was not normal. I started to freak out with fear. Like, are other people there, the other people, real people, or are all of them ghosts along with Sato Kun or whatever? Everybody. Who? My ancestors? Everybody is away. Are everybody her ancestors? Everybody, where are you? Oh, Dad. No, don't kill me. There's some mumbling, but I can't make it out. Oh, you're Sato-kun. Hey, Sato-kun, what about you? Something about mom? I can't breathe. Like already soon. So I guess the spirits of the ancestors want her dead too. Please don't kill me. What's going on? Yeah, that is who. The sound effects are quite something. Uh, so Minako-san is really like this. Don't know if she died or not, but it's scary to think whether it's true. Okay, but like if everybody died who were there or everybody else was ghost, so yeah, how would you know what happened? I don't know. Sounds a bit sus if these are supposed to be true stories. Since then, whenever I go to the bathroom, I find myself looking up at the ceiling. Ah, okay, so this like so he's survived. But who is the Minako-san then? It's like some spirit, right? I don't know. I'm a bit confused. Maybe I'm thinking a little too much. Something about my neck and my head and feel like it's gonna fall. Now I realized I should never have listened to this story. Okay, another one bites the dust. All right, let's dig in. Let's dig in the next one. White Days Dream City or Road or something. City of Daydreams. Okay, and Shizuoka Prefecture. Anonymous. So this that was 5 years ago. A story happened when I was still a freshman in high school. The day was a weekday, but only the morning. The lessons ended suddenly, so I guess it's like after like so I only had the morning lessons, so it was a strange day. This is not something that happens often. There have been scandals since the company was founded because so yeah. So anyways, because this happened, the students were sent home. But we doesn't mean anything to us. Doesn't matter. It's like we were just happy we could go home early. So I felt happy. Was riding my bike. In the middle of all that, While waiting at traffic light on the main road, I noticed different scenery than usual. A slightly different view of the town in the distance. There was a tower built there, like in the distance, with full of ghost Pokemon. On the road I walk every day. I'd never noticed it before, even though it's a road I walk every day. I was somehow interested in the tower. At first, I thought it sounds interesting, I guess fairly superficial interest. Come on, man. So I rode my bike the opposite. Yeah, chase. I went to the towards the tower. Realized it was a house, and rode my bike in the opposite direction. But I'm extremely sorry, extremely directionalist challenged. Bad at directions, and so it was a new place where I haven't been before. I was worried whether I would find the routes or something. So, however, looking at the tower, since I could see it, I guess I could go there. Um, so I curiosity got the better of me, and I pressed down the pedals or pedaled the bike. No matter how hard I ran, I couldn't reach the tower. I just couldn't get there. On the contrary, I lost sight of the tower. And looking further around, I had no idea where that place was anymore. Didn't understand why it was nowhere. Started to ride the bike, and looking for the tower. Where did the tower go? Where did the hair go? Are found something strange again. Ooh, it's a tori. Uh, it's like the other scenery, like it didn't really suit the town, I guess. The town had a gate that was like a gate too impressive for a shopping district. At the entrance of the gate was there were inscribed Chinese style kanji characters. But I couldn't read them because they were too old. I guess old style probably. So I went through the gate, and then I almost felt regretful of it. The scene that unfolded before my eyes was shocking. So shocking. So the view, the sight, like the city that I knew, it was so completely different from the Japan I knew. But it's strange that even though it was only around 2 p.m., it was already dark, like the evening. Houses had their shutters closed and there was no one walking around. Pushing the bike, I walked down from the gate. And then out of nowhere, I heard a woman's voice singing. Not ominous at all. So I'd heard the voice before, but I couldn't remember. It was nostalgic and sad voice. When I suddenly noticed I was in tears, then the the singing. I was drawn by the singing voice, and I pushed my bicycle. The shop in front was designed like a kimono shop, like where I arrived. And I sneaked a peek inside the store. A woman who appears to stand out in white was sitting with a child in her arms. It felt a bit unnatural. No matter how I thought about it, I didn't like the song. It didn't sound like a lullaby, but maybe it was just my imagination or something. Such a sad lullaby. I'd never heard of it. I wonder. I wondered, and I stood there for a while. At that time, didn't woman notice me? She turned around and looked at me. The moment we met, an icicle ran through my body. I couldn't stand there. I got, or whatever. So I gradually lost track of what was going on. I left the bike behind and was completely absorbed, and I fled the city. Sanity roll failed. Before I knew it, I was near my house. So share this story with your family and friends at school. I shared this with them, I guess. I tried talking, but there was no tower. They never heard of it, and so yeah, I guess everybody was like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Typical NPC response. Certainly, since the day when I went to and from school, I watched often, and the tower was nowhere to be seen. Actually, that thing doesn't exist in this city. No tower, no mages, no mages in the city. Ah, okay. Still some text. As the days go by, um, I wonder if it was just a dream. But I just can't bring myself to think that way. Like it's, it's fact. Um, like it's about the bike. I've been looking for the bike forever and can't find it. Somebody has stolen it. Of course, it's Japan. Nobody steals anything. So is the bike that I had still left in the city? That's strange. All right, let's go. Only two more. Two more. Two more Musik zum Tanzen. Tanzen. Whatever. It's the psychic map. Okay, that's good. These are usually short. Yeah, yeah, it's the last one. So what was this place? Niagase Bridge thingy something. Okay. Let's go to the bridge. Let's go to the bridge. Report. More than 60 people have committed suicide here so far. The bridge is about 15 meters long, or 150. Yeah, 15 meters, what? There are often abandoned buildings, so even locals don't pass through here at night. There are lots of bouquets left for the suicide victims. It's a bridge that feels somehow heavy. Okada, a university student, enjoys touring on his motorcycle as a hobby. And so one summer night, he was driving around the mountain pass at night and came across this bridge. The engine, which had been running fine until now, started making strange noises and stopped. Um, I don't wanna like this place sucks. Like, why does it have to happen like in a place like this? He thought as he got off the bike and tried to look into the engine. So he saw something that looked like white cloth fluttering around in the air above the bridge. Upon closer inspection, it was translucent like a jellyfish and looked like a woman with long hair. It was, it was like it was flying through the night sky. So Okada was so shocked that he was unable to move and was stunned. And then, one after another, white semi transparent people began to rise up from under the bridge. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. So they started flying around in circles on the bridge trying to get a hold of each other. Wow! So Okada finally managed to start the engine, and the bike it took off from the bike at full speed and fled from the strange sight. And that was uh, like the spirits of those who committed suicide on the bridge, the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, yeah, it's the kanji for this is Rainbow Bridge. Like, carry we who die in battle across the land and the sea. Cross the Rainbow Bridge to Valhalla, Odin's waiting for me. Man of War. I'm not like a fan of heavy music, but I like that song. Sleipnir. Anyways, what is the image? Uh, like, what is the name on the image? Like at the back of the image or something? So it's the Rainbow Bridge. Is it Nichi? What's that Japanese for rainbow? Nichi no Daihashi or something. So could it have become a gateway to the underworld that draws people to suicide? Well, yeah, it's like Rainbow Bridge, like Vikings. Interesting that it's named like that. If indeed, like yeah, the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge, Vikings. Anyways, access. How to access Valhalla. By car, take the Chuo Expressway, some Sagamiko east to National Route 412 and then Prefectural Route 513 to Prefectural Route 64. Alright. So somewhere in ass and points. Terror is 5, atmosphere 5, sightings 5, curse 3. Okay, that has to be the best rankings of anything here. So this is, or here is, so also the side of the tragic mother and child insurance murder case. Okay, all right. Maybe it's a famous case and every Japanese person knows what it is, so they don't have to recount it. Yeah, sounds tragic though. Insurance sales murderer, serial killer. All right, last one. Let's go. It's a me, Amari. Special story. Okay, so this is gonna be the yabby yabby blah blah blah. The guy is gonna be talking, and I won't understand. Except well, I will understand few words, but most part, no, I won't understand. Let's see the title. In the Sea of Trees. Sea of Trees, not in Greece.
テレビの番組でもですね、曲アナ、系列局アナ28人の女性アナウンサーがですね、クイズを出すっていう番組があったんですね。で、まあ、特番なんですが、稲川さんすいませんけど、出題者にならないかなんですね。いいですよということで。ただし、いろいろ個性を出したいんで、稲川さんの場合には、申し訳ないけど、怖い話をしながら、それで、その状態で問題を作りますんで、どうでしょうか。その時どうなるか、その時どんな判断が話し合ったらどうなるか、まあそれでやろうと。あ、いいよ。たまたまその時の仕事の終わったの4時半ぐらいだったんですね。打ち合わせをして簡単にやって、それで5時ですよね。これから出発しようと思うんですよ。そしたら、私がですね、だいぶバス通ってたんですよ。あ、いいですよって言うんで、バスに行きました。俺はもう着いたらもう相当遅い時間で、おまけに雪がまだ固まって残ってましてね、車が入らない。時間がないんでね、どこにしようって話になったんで、私もどこでもいいよということになっちゃうんです。じゃあ、あとは行った場所は、こともあるんですよ。富士の樹海なんですね。青木が。私はそれ嫌いなんだ。いろいろ嫌なんだ、あの場所は。で、闇雲見たらどこでもいいからって、あの樹海の真ん中を剣道が走ってます。それがダーッ途中で消防署がある。そこを左に降りてザーッとだいぶ私思うんだけど、多分これから走るというような人っていうのは、人に見つかりたくないけれども、人間最後の目標のような欲しいと思うんですよね。原っぱでもって遠足から出てきて、はい、ちょっとやっぱり場所がありますよね。多分なくなるときっと場所があるんだろうと思ってるんですよ。それで言ったら、ちょっといい場所があるんですよね。ここなんかいいんじゃないかな。で、車を止めて、みんなで入ってきて、まだ4月の頃ですからね、下には氷も残って固まってましてね、そこをトコトコもう夜中も行ってましてね、霧雨が全然強い。そこ懐中電灯と照明のライトをつけてトコトコトコトコ行くんですよね。上りになってましてね、かなり寒いですよね。で、樹海から離れてるんですよ、あんまり。ただ、そうたる世界だから、もうちょいと先から波で何も見えない。途 途中で嫌な気がしたんですよ。嫌だな、ここ、気分悪いな。そしたら、その正面でライトが来たんです。私の後ろに大きな門が来たんですよ。これ見る気があるな。でね、なんか、皆さん、これで話しますって言ったら、いや、もうちょっと行くんや。で、また、ああでもね、こうでもね、話しながら、とっとっとっとっとっとっと、ここ嫌だな、どうしようかなと思ったんですけどね。まあ、いいか、これにしようかな。で、また、照明さんのライトがこっちに向けてくれたんですよ。私、センターレーンですからね。またそこに大きな門があるんですよ。それでなんか気になってね、ひょいともみの裏側、影になってみたんですよ。太い枝があるんですが、ちょうど1メーターからですね、かれこれ、3メーターぐらいでしょうかね。なんとそこから紐が下がってるんですよ。ずらーっとしてます、長い紐。嫌だね、この紐。何なんだろう。で、その紐の下の先を見たら、その真下に石が敷いてあって、それにコップが持ってるんですよ。半分近くですよね。水が溜まったまんまで。うわ、気持ち悪いなぁ。ゾクゾクゾクっとしてるのが嫌だな。どうしよう。いやさ、これまずいかもしれないですね。ここまずいけど、もうちょっと行ってみようって。行くんですか？いや、だって、ならないじゃない。もうちょっと行こうや。じゃあ行きましょうか。曲穴の女の子がすっかり舞い上がっちゃって、気分悪いわけですけど、ああだこうだ言いながら、どんどんどんどんどんどんどんどんで、どうしてもここしか見えないなと。嫌だなという場所があったんですよね。これ以上行きたくないし、ここにしちゃうか。そこがちょうどですね、木が2本生えてるんですけど、枝がほとんどなくて、こともあるんですよ。川を誰かが切ったように、川を枯れた木が2本ドーンと。まるでこのあちらの世界に入っていく門のような感じがするんですよね。もしも私がですね、これから土を選んでそっちへ行こうとする人間だったらば、何かの目印に選ぶ人がしたんですよね。ここだよねって言ったんですよ。皆さん相当気持ち悪い人が絵にはなりません。とディレクターが、すいません、山さん、この曲穴のこの女の子だけど、紐で巻いて一人で奥へ行かしてもまずいでしょうかって言ったんですよ。それはかわいそうだろうと、その子が涙ぐんでるんだけど、やってみます。大丈夫？やってみます。かわいそう。じゃあすいません、お願いします。かわいそうにどうだい紐で言われていて、それで頭にヘルメットかぶって、そのヘルメットからライトが光ると、それから自分を映す小さなカメラがこうね、それで片方から懐中電灯とプライドカメラさんで歩いていくんですよ。大丈夫か？はい、大丈夫です。大丈夫か？はい、大丈夫です。すごい気があります。引っかかります。言ってるうちに、どんどんどんどんどんどんどん行っちゃうんですよ。ふと、この木の間から、その原石のところに、チャチャチャチャチャと明かりが灯るんですよ。で、ってぐらい、そんなかわいそうにね。大きい声で、どうだー、大丈夫か？マイク落としたんですが、はーいっていうのが聞こえたんです。そのうちに、すみませんっていうのが聞こえたんですよ。どうしたんだ？引っ張られてるんです。
Oh no, it's not over yet.
かわいそうだ、もう行っちゃうぞって言ったら、はいってね。で、私真っ暗なまま、そのロープを頼りに、あっちこっちぶつかるのが一生懸命言ったんですよ。大丈夫か？いるか？さあ、立ったんですよ。何にも引っかかってませんでした。その間、稲川さん、あそこちょっと近く思いませんかって言ったんですよ。聞いてくれまですね。見たら、他は木かぶったり何かしてるのに、一箇所だけ丸く、この草や花がですね、こう、ゆっくりと、ファーッと散らばってる場所なんですよ。随分きれいなところだな。と思って、懐中電灯で照らしてみたら、すんごい大きいもみの木なんですよ。またもみの木か、なんだ、この市へつながる石に使ってたもんで、やだね。で、その子の綱ほどいてやって、で、 で、プラプラって1箇所、2箇所、3箇所ぐらい取ったんですよね。それでもう一回近づいて3番目に取った場所でプシャッと取ったんですよ。で、その子を生かしながら、足でロープをたどりながら、で、それでテレビでパタパタパタパタ取ったプラのね、映像、写真をね、見ようと思ってこうやんながら行って、パタパタやながら歩いてたんです。みんなが待ってるその道があるんですよ。それだいぶ近いところに写真がだんだん出てきた。3枚目の人たちが、その他を走るうちに、白い横たわってるんですよ。変な格好してるんですよね。なんだ、映ってんな。変な言い方かもしれないけど、そういう状況っていうのはしてやったんですよね。やったで思うんでしょうね。これをどんどん見てるうちに、骸骨が全部くちゃくちゃ。うーっと。自分の後ろに現世になかったあんまり気にした。でも、偶然その場所をアップでもう一回撮ってるんですよ。だから、そのアップで撮ってるんだから、だってもしかしたらいるかもしれないですよ。ねえ。何もしてない。ってことは、片一方の小田ちゃんがちょっと何もしてないのに、片一方にしてるってことは、それは、これはもう、要するに、岩が、その下に見えた。骸骨が見えたわけじゃないってことですよね。いや、すげえなって見ちゃうと思って、みんながいるから、ねえ、言ったら、さっきまで前が言ってたんですよ。音声さんが耳にヘッドホンを当てて、押さえて、じーっと聞いてる。顔傾けて。レフトの中合ってるんですよ。遠くの方で、音がするんです。車だったら、って言うんですよ。じーっと聞いてると、原生林の中をこちらに向かってる。どんどん。あの原生林の中ですよ。向かってくる。それがそのうちに、これ車じゃないねって言ったら、音声さんがもちろん頭でコンプするんですよ。違いますよ。これ人間関係お経ってだね。みたいですね。みんな黙って2、300メートル手前まで来たんですよ。ちょっと勝手で、私もさすがにこう神経ピリッとしたもんですけどね、ポラを持ってみんなに来たのから10メーターぐらい、そのコロナがめっちゃ迫って方向へ向かってたんですよ。現世にカチャカチャカチャ歩いてって、もうかなりこっちも興奮してましたからね。カメラを腕でいっぱい高く上げて頭上に上げてパシャパシャしてやったんですよ。ストロボがパーッと瞬間私の目の前で逃げるな逃げるな逃げるな逃げようと思ってからどうしようもない。ナチュラルの頼りがその照明さんの頼りしかないんだ。その方が皆さんどうしようディレクターがこれまずいですよ。まずいですよ。俺絶対に普段だったらそれ突っ込んでこう人間なんだけど、これ絶対まずいですからね。まずいね。逃げた方がいいですよね。やめてください。で、今どうしたの入って取れてます。照明さんも今の撮るだけまだ方向が分かってカメラもどうしようと2、300メーター向かっていいか、じゃあ俺もう一回行くから大丈夫ですか。いやいや、わかんない。もう一回だけカメラまたカメラ直してもう曲の人は巻いちゃってます。それでさっきもっと電線に音が近づいて向かって頭でカメラが自分の走って一気に撮ったものピシャーパーッとその流れてその真っ白の真ん中で荷物持ってたで焦りを食べて
Is this Predator?
そしたら私が走ってるのと同じように何回も撮ってカメラ横向きなんだけど滑ったしピシャッと立ち寄ったそれでその金のとかまた全然冷静になるんですけどね。 で、その曲のあたりに挟まれて、私真ん中でマイクを持ってまとめに入ったわけですよ。カメラ待ってて。カース感じで。だんだんだんだんだんだん、俺をやってきたと。おい、いけねえし、みんな一生前ですよ。興味やってる、バーンって、ロケバス飛びましたね。うちの車を持ってったんですけど、それはうちのみんな一人乗ってて、私はロケバス前に行ったんですかね。それで、こうちょっと写真見ようよ。見たんですよ。それで、バスの一番後ろに乗ってカメラ向けて撮ってて、そうすると、さっきのタイプになりましたよ。次に私がセットしてる写真があった。これは下が雪で凍ってるわけですよね。足跡がへっこんでるわけですけど、これは丸く出っ張ってポコポコしてるんですよ。なんだこれと思って、形になってきて。そしたら違うの。まるでレリーフみたいに、雪の形とかって、その雪の道がですよ。女の人がドテッと倒れてるんですよ。手を前にして倒れてるんですよ。髪が乱れてて、その人の背中におぶさってる形になって、赤ん坊が手回して乗ってるんですよ。足元に地面から手だけ抜きて、ちょっと顔に起きてて、口開けてたらクリスマスしてるんですよ。その女の人がまた上に一つ斜め向いた顔が口開けてて、うわ、何これ見たい置いてあるんですよ。で、写真見てったら一個あって、これ誰だろうって言ったら、その東京の曲家の音楽で、私撮りました。私が一番その原生の奥にいるわけで。手前から見れば、その先ほど原生に突っ込んでた女がいるわけです。その子のヘルメットを私が撮った時の写真なんですよ。それでその、後ろ側にみんなスタッフがいるわけで。で、ストローク体操なのに、この後ろが真っ暗なんですよね。普通だったらこの原生が映るでしょ。映ってない。でも、すごいのは、私の斜め後ろに、地上から3メートルのところに、真っ暗な男の人が映ってるんです。じーっと私を見てる。で、ディレクターが、これやばいですね、ドライバーさん、もう危ないから帰りましょうよ。はい。あれエンジンかけてなかったの？いや、カメラ持ってからエンジン止めてましたよ。嘘。さっきから車の後ろに乗って。うわこれ実際番組なんですが、クイズ番組としては成立しなかったんだけども、流しました。すごい反響ありましたね。
All right. That seemed
これは
much
本当に
long.
これを消せば百物語が完結します。本当に消してもいいんですか？
I think he said something is the last candle.
私は消さない方がいいと思うんですが、
Okay, he's asking if I want to delete the data. I think no, because I guess if you wanna reread the stories or something. Okay, I was sort of expecting maybe there's some Easter egg or something like after you finished all the candles and stuff. But I guess that was it. Hyaku Monogatari, Honto ni Atta Kowai Hanashi. I think this was quite interesting. Like, of course, there's 100 stories. Some of them are scarier than others, or more interesting than others. But like, well, one criticism I can share immediate, like the intro sequence is like quite beautiful pixel art, but like throughout most of the game, the like visuals didn't play much of a part. Like the severed heads falling down, sure, that they were had some effect, but I think it was interesting. But it is like I'm really happy that it's done now, because the bad part is that it's basically just reading a book, and reading a book in Japanese. So it's it's not like it doesn't activate adrenaline and stuff the same way a proper video game would. So like, now
100
I'm
の話
happy to go back to an actual
それは
game with more gameplay.
古く
I
江
hope.
戸時代から商
Like,
人
of
が
course, if I
集
had
まり
more
行動
time,
した会談会
if I had more time,
それを
to
したら
stream
どう
longer
どう
each
ぞ
day, then I could have easily, like, maybe stream 2 hours of
会談
this and
を一
two
つ
hours
終
of
える
some
ごと
other
にろう
game
そ
and
くの火
stuff
を一
like
つず
that.
つ
Maybe that would
灯
have
して
been
い
a
き
good way of doing it. But
そして
hey,
牛
at
道を
least this certainly was
最
educational
後の
because
ろうそくが
I think a
消え
lot
る
of
頃
people don't know this sort of
真の槍
game
が舞い
existed, and I didn't know what to expect before I
現
started
在で
playing
は
it and
その時
or
に
reading the
本物の
stories.
怪異現象が起こると伝えられている
But
禁
yeah,
断の
just
奨励法で
it is interesting, and there's like and not
一
just
体
on like
何が起きたのか
storytelling level, but just on the level that
それを知る人は
like
あなたを
some of the
知りたい
themes, like if they are supposedly true stories, or at least like stories sent by people of all over Japan to them, that the sleep paralysis, like it must have been like, I'm gonna say 30% of the stories, probably at least 20% of the stories had something to do with sleep paralysis, and stuff like that. Like, you could do a small study on this whole thing. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. So I'm Adventure Argonaut. Thank you for watching Hyaku Monogatari, and stay creepy out there. Bye bye.